Hi everyone, so I thought I'd make one of my all-time favourite recipes for this time of the year. You know, summer's kind of gone, the nights are drawing in, the days aren't as hot as they used to be, and it's time to get cosy like during the evenings. So I want to show you how to make my Mocha pecan brownies. They're very simple, very easy and quick, and they don't take too long in the oven either. So I'm going to show you how to make them, and let's get on with the ingredients. Okay, so for the ingredients, we're going to need some butter, some pecan nuts, some good quality coffee. This is a Starbucks coffee that's instant and micro ground. I love Starbucks. You know, you really do get what you pay for. So do source some really good quality products. Small slab of white chocolate, just for decoration afterwards, just to melt and drizzle over. Eggs, we're going to need 4 eggs. A massive slab of cooking chocolate, 200 grams to be precise. The recipe don't call for this, but I like to add a small drop of vanilla extract. I think it just lightens the whole mixture up. So you can put that, you don't have to, but I like putting it. Good quality cocoa powder. Brown sugar for that butterscotch taste. This is self-raising flour. The recipe does call for plain flour, but I don't have any baking powder, so this is just as good. And another little twist that I like to add is brown sugar. It makes the mixture more chewy, so the brownies come out chewy. Okay, so step 1 is to preheat the oven to gas mark 4. The next step, it says, is to line a 20cm square tin, which is kind of the one like I've got here, with baking parchment. You don't need to do that. I rub butter around the edge, and then I dust some cocoa powder on top of that, so the mixture doesn't stick while it's baking. Okay, so once the tin is been lined with butter, you need to sieve some good quality cocoa powder over the top so the mixture don't stick. And then once you've sieved it in, just give it a little tap, shake it all around the sides, make sure all the sides are coated, and then any excess just chuck away. Okay, so the first step in this recipe is to melt the chocolate and butter in a bain-marie. A bain-marie is literally a saucepan and a glass bowl on top. You can either put cold water in, but I like to boil a kettle of water before just to speed things up. Place it over the top. The trick is not to have the water touch in the bowl, or the chocolate will catch and burn. Some people like to melt the chocolate in a microwave, but I find it has a tendency to burn really easily. We need 200 grams of this cooking chocolate. Once you put that in there, put the heat on. Medium to high heat. Must keep stirring or the chocolate will burn. Okay, so once you've placed the chocolate, you need 100 grams of butter, unsalted or salted, it doesn't really matter. I think salted brings the flavour of the chocolate out a bit more, stirring until everything is melted and combined. And once the mixture is melted and it's becoming thick, I like to turn off the heat and just let the rest of the butter, if there is any left, just melt in the residual heat. And once you turn the heat off and everything's melted, take it off the heat and then just leave it until we need it later on in the recipe. Okay, so the next step with my trusty mixer, we need to mix 250 grams of the golden caster sugar in the bowl with the 4 eggs until fluffy. Okay, so now you need to beat the eggs and the sugar mixture together. Once that's all light and fluffy, then we need to add the cooled chocolate mix that we melted earlier. So for you guys, this is optional. It's just something I do. Once I've beaten the sugar and the eggs together, I like to add just a tiny bit of demerara sugar. I think it makes the mixture more chewy, but it's up to you. So if you want to, just crumble that in as much as you want. Don't forget we've already got 250 grams of sugar in there, which is quite a lot, so you don't want too much. Once the chocolate mixture has cooled down enough, because don't forget there are eggs in this recipe and we don't want to scramble them, you want to put the chocolate mix in with the sugar and egg mixture that we just beaten up. So good. Okay. Okay, so once we've mixed the wet mixture, push that aside. Now we want to mix the flour. You need 100 grams of flour, self-raising or plain, whichever you want to use. If you're using plain, you need to put baking powder in. If you're using self-raising, you don't put nothing in. So into that we've got the flour. Now we need 30 grams of good quality cocoa powder. It's normally about 2 teaspoons. But again, it's personal preference. You can put more or less, depending how you like cocoa. I like to put heaped in. So 2 heaped teaspoons of cocoa powder. Now you need to put the coffee in. I don't know about you, but I'm crazy about coffee. There's just something about coffee, I don't know, it's just great. I think everyone should like it, but they don't. But hey, you're missing out. The coffee I've chosen is the Starbucks Via Ready Brewed Instant Micro Coffee. I've used this before, but not in this tub. It used to come in small, tiny sachets. I opened it up earlier, and it even comes with a tiny little spoon. So it says 1 scoop per serving, but that's if you're going to drink it. I used to use 4 sachets of coffee last time, but that's just because I like coffee. Okay, once that's all in there, just mix it gently with a teaspoon. Just make sure it's all incorporated. Okay, so now we want to put the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients and give it a really good mix. Okay, in that goes. Give it a really good beat. Okay, lastly we need 100 gram pecan nuts. You can put them in whole or halved like this. What I like to do is put the 100 grams roughly on a tea towel, fold this over, and then with a really good trusted see how they're doing. That's it. You don't want them all bashed, you know, you can leave some whole, some half, some crumbled. It just gives the overall mixture a nicer texture. Okay, so once you've bashed the nuts and you've placed them into the mixture, again, you don't have to use, but it's a really good high quality vanilla extract. I think it just lightens the whole mixture up. So it's up to you. You can put it if you like vanilla, if you don't, just leave it out. Okay, so I don't put a lot myself. I think it only really needs a teaspoon and a half. And that is literally it. And now you just want to stir that with a wooden spoon. Make sure it's all mixed in good. And then you want to transfer this to the baking tin that we greased earlier. Okay, so bringing the baking tin back, pour the mixture in. So yummy! Right guys, so once you've done that, once you put the mixture into the tin, you want to bash the tin a couple of times just to get rid of any air pockets. Place it in the oven. You want to bake this for 20 to 30 minutes on top shelf, or just until it's cooked. It's better to undercook brownies because they will cook once you take them out of the oven, because you still want them to be quite chewy and gooey in the middle and crispy on top. If it does start to burn and it's still really liquid in the middle, cover with some tin foil just on the top and put it back in the oven, and then that will stop the top from scorching. What? No, I'll wait for them to cook. So you both deserve a cup of tea. Okay, so after it's been baking for about 25 to 30 minutes, it should look a bit like this. It's just started to crack on top, where all this will become nice and crispy. When you stick the knife in, you want it to come out like this. It should be clinging onto the knife. That's how you know that you're going to get a really good, stodgy, gooey brownie in the middle. What we're going to do now is let the brownie itself cool down. Just decorate it really simply with some white chocolate. I'm going to simply melt this in the microwave because it's only white chocolate. Okay, so you want to cut yourself a really nice slice of this gooey brownie. Once I've cut a nice healthy slice, you can either dust it with cocoa powder, but I like to just drizzle it with white chocolate. There we go. That's my Mocha pecan brownie with white chocolate sauce. And that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed my recipe. I hope it was easy to follow, easy to make. What's left to do is enjoy this with my favourite film. My next cookery video will be about mid-October. I'm going to show you how to do 3 different recipes based around popcorn, savoury and sweet. Thanks a lot guys, see you later, bye.